everyone out there.
Howdy.
This is Michelle and Christie
Yep.
with 60 by 65 seasoned souls.
How's everybody doing?
Hope y'all are not feeling quite as seasoned as I feel right now, but
Not me. I'm
but
there.
you're there. Okay, good. All right, today we are talking about books.
Yes.
And all kinds of different kinds of books and formats of books and that kind of thing, because I know books give me a lot of joy in my life. They always have ever since I was a young child. And at that point I didn't have like a lot of close friends, and so books were my friends, and I would get, lots of books from the elementary library and read all kinds of books. And those characters in those books became my friends.
We kind of segued this books and everything off of our previous videos about evolutions. Instead of doing resolutions for 2020, I personally do evolutions because I would like to evolve as a person. So one of those things may be for you reading more books, or it may be joining a book club, and that will help you on some social areas as well, as we talked about in our last segment. Or maybe not reading as much, or reading something entirely out of the genre that you usually read, the top of the things that you usually read. There's several things like that that we enjoy. I do know that there's a lot of people that like to read. I personally like to read as well. I get just immersed in a book really well, to the point that I've got everything tuned out, and I just don't really want to do anything except just read, because I've gone away to another area, and so to another place.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And you usually read on your electronic.
Yeah. I read on my Kindle.
Right.
Yeah. Some people like them. Some people are like, no, I'd really rather have the book in my hand and turn the pages.
Yeah.
And there's some gratification in that as well. So it's just what everybody's preference is. But
And I have a friend that likes to read off of her phone. She does not read off of her tablet.
Really?
She does not read the book. She reads off of her phone.
Really?
And that's how she reads it.
Wow, that's too small for
I
me.
like audiobooks because my drive to work is, sometimes close to an hour. And I do a lot of bird watching, as y'all should know by now. So I'm driving to places where I'm birding, and so I've always got books, lined up to listen to. And
that's because she's got a plan.
That's
always
right.
has a plan. So even about the books.
Yeah, I do.
I know.
And if you're like me, I don't want to spend money on books. And I guess maybe this is terrible. I rarely go back and reread a book, but I don't want to be buying all these books. So go to your library, get a library card, get Overdrive, whatever app there is out there that you can read the books on comfortably on whatever device you have, your car, your Kindle, whatever. You can get ebooks from them, audiobooks, etc. And yes, I do have a plan, because I've always got books that I'm requesting, so that it's always a mystery to see what's going to pop up next and be available for me to listen to.
Yeah. So. But anyway, it's just another way to open up and help with loneliness, or help with isolation. At times, there's been several times when I was depressed, like when my father passed and stuff. And so escaping from that for a little bit with a book has always helped. If you're an avid reader, you're already aware of that. Some people read for knowledge, to glean more things, to learn more things, and then others just read for the pure enjoyment of just reading something and experiencing Neverland, or wherever you want to go to. So it's just another offset, just to enhance your life at the time when you need it. So
I used to collect cookbooks.
I did too.
I did too. I never cooked anything out of most of them, but I love looking at the pictures
and reading the recipes.
I
used to collect all those. I don't know if you all remember, but you might. Those big Southern Living cookbooks that put together. The 6 month span. I had, I don't know, probably bet you 20 volumes of that.
They'd have one every year.
Yes, and I just loved reading those things. I would just pour over them all the time, and so. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so those were good, but once you move around a few times, then I'm not going to carry them around with you that much.
Yeah, that's true too.
So some of the things, like I'm into bird watching, so I'm always going to have bird books in my car, in my living space at work, etc. Like we said, having stuff for how to do stuff. So if you're into photography, you might want photography books, etc. And the great thing about a lot of these books too is that you can get them in, if you like hard copy, you can get it in
Yep.
hard copy. You can
Or
get it in
on
you can get it in the Kindle. You
Yeah.
can get it whatever format. So
Yeah.
you can have it on the plane with you. You can do whatever. Although I've never actually been a member of a book club, I know people that
Yeah,
are
and they
members,
really enjoy
and
it.
they,
And that
they
must be
just
something we
love
need
it.
to do now. We need to think
might-
about that.
We might have to put that on our bucket list.
Yeah,
and try that.
So, but I'm not a
Let's see what
big, I'm not a big scary reader. I don't like a scary story or any of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And so,
Yeah.
Anyway, but we'll never know. You saw the book club, the movie, the book club with Jane Fonda and all, and that was pretty funny. So, if there's something along those lines with lots of wine, I might be in for it.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to read the book before they see a movie because
Yeah,
there's so many movies now that are made from books.
Yeah.
So that's something you enjoy too.
Yeah.
But there's graphic novels. There's and I think I was telling you earlier, I have kind of gotten into this young readers genre of books. And there's some that are more fantasy based, and there's some that are more real life based. And I realized that, especially on the fantasy based ones, that it frees your mind up because they are more imaginative. You are in other worlds with other creatures type thing, and it kind of makes different parts of your brain work, and you kind of feel a little freer when you're reading these books.
Well, and I think the main thing too has been reading, whatever format you read, is that it keeps our mind active. And as we talked about in one of our other segments, Michelle's been experiencing some memory loss about some things, nothing major, just some slight things, and it's just because she goes 90 miles an hour. But anyway, it's still a thing that bothers her. But but that is happening. That is something that's going on with us at our age and stuff as we get older. And so reading really helps keep our mind engaged, just like Sudoku and all of those games, brain puzzles. I like word find puzzles myself, but anyway, but all those things help that. And then reading does the same thing. Plus, it gives you knowledge to carry on a conversation with people.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and keeps you curious. And that is one of the biggest things with my life coach, talking to her, is to stay curious all the time, about things. I wasn't ever raised that way to ask. People have a certain thing that they like. I never asked, what is that? But now I found myself asking, well, that sounds cool. What is it? I don't really know what it is. And they love explaining that to you. And so I'm like, oh, well, I've got something new to think about. So, and that's another area that just keeps your mind active. Right. And then when your mind is active, then you're active, and that's the whole thing. Is you want to stay active and moving and a grooving as we're as we're making memories and going on here.
And of course, in my audiobooks, I always love any book that's done in a British accent.
I wonder why.
So, as a treat for y'all, I went to hear Kristen Hanna speak about this book, The Great Alone. And this was an amazing book. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with her as an author, but check her out. She has several New York Times bestsellers. And I believe they're making a movie out of 2 of her books right now. So this is amazing. This is an autographed version of this book. I went to hear her, and that's something else that you can do as well.
Yes, go hear
authors speak.
Right.
Several of the bookstores have that now.
Yep.
If you are interested, we are going to give this to someone, one of our viewers, and we're going to do a drawing for that. So if you are interested in being in the drawing for this, please drop us a line and let us know. Please pick me.
Yeah.
And we will do a drawing on this and give this to someone because I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for today. We hope that helped you a little bit. One other thing I want to add is this calendar is something that Michelle gave me. I have it on my list this year to go to Ireland. I'll be doing it by myself with a group, like the traveling group. And so I'm excited and scared about doing it at the same time. But this is something she gave me, and it's a good read as well because it has all the counties, it's broken up and what they're about and stuff. So there's things just as simple as a calendar that you get to see and all that, and that it speaks to your soul. So those are some, that's one more thing to add to that. So just think about that too.
Good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's all we got. So
all right. We hope y'all are doing well, and we love y'all out there.
Yes,
and
we do.
Come back and see us next time.
All right. See ya.
Bye.